different groups. So every Thursday is a very unique way of sharing. So today, me and Kayleen will be sharing this English OPP sharing, and I hope you all can take something back after this meeting. So as for the newcomers, I see some friends like Georgia and maybe some other teams. They have new friends coming in. Thank you for your time. It will be very fast, about an hour or so, so bear with us. Tonight, the main speaker is actually, how should I say? I strongly feel tonight's speaker, Kayleen, have a lot for us to learn from, because she has a vast experience before joining this industry, this MLM industry, and also her life journey. She also will be sharing some similarities that the current distributors are facing, you know, some journey that may be similar to yours, and she'll be able to connect with you very well. So let me get back to how I know her. So back in 2018 May, we attended a 3-star and above meeting for distributors in where? Chiang Mai, Thailand. So I actually met Kayleen in Chiang Mai, and not in Singapore. It was an overseas event and we were there. So I connected with her, and prior to that, we never knew each other. We only knew each other through social media, and she actually, shortly after that, a month later, she joined me as a distributor, and all those are history already. So today, let me present her. She is our team elite Pavo. She's based in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So if you look at her, she is not a Thai in person, but she is, I would say, she's our local Singaporean that has retired in Thailand. And she chose Chiang Mai as a retirement spot. So what do you, so basically what I know of her is, to me, she has a very long profile of work that is behind her, and all very illustrious ones. Okay, she was an investment banker. She was also a economics teacher in a junior college. Okay, she also she also runs economic tuition classes for just tertiary students. And she runs an estate agency and specializes in Australia property. Besides that, she also conducts training business seminar for the private sector as well as the public agencies. So the other thing that impresses me a lot is how I know her is through this platform called PackBank. It's a social media enterprise, a social enterprise restaurant that she has set up in Chiang Mai. Through this restaurant, she actually helped a lot of unfortunate, or maybe the not so not educated, not well off, or even more problematic children to get back on track. And also she is she does a lot of voluntary work. So that really impresses me as a person. And right now, I would like all of you to see a video about her, and also something about WeWay Thailand. Okay? Can I have the video, please? You can turn on your volume if you can't really hear. Just volume up.
Oh, sorry.
A bit of overrun. Earlier on, I'm not sure whether you all can
Technical
hear.
error, sorry.
Yeah, the music was very faint. My side can't hear. But never mind. Let me explain to you why I showed this video of
Sorry.
her. Okay, this video was done in early this year in Thailand, Bangkok,
Yeah,
at
I
two
will try and forward.
NDO program. And one of the spot was at Marriott Hotel. And team lead Pavel Kalin was selected to be the MC conductor for the entire one-day event, together with 5 other speakers. So what is so great deal about this video? The whole thing is, she is the only non-Thai that is chairing and emceeing an event entire day, okay, and speaking all in perfect Thai. So that was something very remarkable. And actually for her to get to that level, she put in a lot of effort. So whatever she do, I believe she always put in her best. And for friends who know her very well, when she recognizes something that is very worthwhile, she'll put her heart and soul into it. So in other words, she's a very passionate person in nature. So what made her turn to Riway, and what made her, have this strong passion for company and also what she's doing now, together with me and our other teams. So let us bring her up on and to share her experience through a short 1 hour, probably 45 minutes to 1 hour session to see what is Riway and what is she's doing now, right now. Okay, shall we pass back to you?
Can everybody hear me? Is it clear?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, Denise. Thank you. Sorry for the technical glitch. Up till now, we're still trying to figure out how to use this Zoom, and every day we're learning something new. Spend the whole afternoon trying to fix this video up. But thank you, everybody, for taking the time out to join us in today's Zoom meeting. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Kaylin, Kaylin Lim. So I'm a Lim. I'm not Thai, like Denise says. She says I don't look Thai. I'm not Thai, not I don't look Thai. But thank you very much for the introduction, Denise. It is definitely my privilege to be able to be here today to share my journey with Riway with all of you. I think everybody's starting point or where we are at with Riway now is different. Everybody will be at a different point, and that's only natural. But what I would like to try and do today is just use my experience and my journey with Riway to just share with you what I went through personally, what I have experienced, and from there, hopefully, all of you will be able to take something away from tonight's Zoom meeting. Don't really want to call it a meeting because that makes it very, very formal. So Denise and I decided today while we were having our afternoon grouping session that we will try and do our Zoom meeting today in a slightly different format. So we would want it to be a little bit more interactive. Having said that, I think everybody, if you look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, your Zoom meeting screen, you will see this chat. So along the way, as we go through all our, I go through my presentation or my sharing with you, if you've got any questions, because it's Zoom, you can't just interrupt me or put your hands up to ask a question. You can just type it into the chat window. Alternatively, you can write it somewhere, and then at the end of today's session, we will open up the floor to questions and answers. We will try our best to answer as many questions as possible, okay, if time permits. So without further ado, let me start my sharing. Okay. Can everybody, just for housekeeping purposes, mute yourself so that we will have as little interruptions as possible. Okay, so as Denise explained to most of you, I'm not going to go through this anymore, but I ran away to Chiang Mai to hide away from the hustle and bustle of the city, or at least that was what I planned to do. And from these pictures, you will see I have this country house. Is really very kampong. There are chickens and cats and dogs, and so I don't hear any cars there. No tall buildings around me, so that's where I go and hide. And like Denise said, we have Pak Dang as a restaurant, proudly featured in the Michelin Guide last year. But it is run as a social enterprise to help the underprivileged youths as well as the at-risk youths. Okay, so what then happened? Like Denise said, right? This is how we met. This whole group of men in black descended upon our restaurant. So at first it was quite scary because suddenly all these people wearing suits. And mind you, this was in May 2018. So May 2018 in Chiang Mai is the hot summer month. So we are talking at about 38, 39, 40 degrees. So you see these people coming in suits, and then you shake your head to wonder, like, what are these people doing, right? And this is a private joke, but I run the restaurant together with my brother, Kejin. And I remember distinctly telling him, I said, hey, one day, if I wear this kind of suit, you just slap my face, right? And today, what am I doing? I'm sitting here wearing the suit. I'm not only wearing a suit, I still wear scarf. So just so you know, maybe the other distributors, they are not very familiar, but Reway Thailand identifies ourselves. So we wear scarves, skirts, and black stockings, and I quite follow, okay? So although if you look at me, maybe you can tell I'm a bit of a rebel, but Reway has made me conform very well for some strange reason. So when they came to the restaurant in May 2018, I think that was a turning point in my life. We all have various turning points in our life. I think that's only natural. So as an example, like Denise introduced just now, investment banking lah, then go and teach lah, then go and set up estate agency, then after that come to Chiang Mai. I think if you're my parents, you can't follow what I'm doing. You have this kind of daughter, it's a bit hard to handle, but I thank my parents for being very, very supportive of what I do. Today, they are probably in this Zoom meeting somewhere. They are also very supportive with what I do at eBay. So Denise introduced herself to me. At first, she's a bit gung-ho, like as if she knows me very well because she kind of watched my documentary on Channel News Asia. I was quite scared of her. She was a bit fierce, like, and I really don't know her. She was just a friend of a friend on Facebook. But that's the power of social media. So from a friend of a friend on Facebook, look at how we connected. And today, Denise is like a sister to me. We are family. We share a lot together, and we have gone through a lot together as we have tried to build our team up for Reway. So in May 2018, fortunately or unfortunately, you can look at it either way. It was a time where my dad wasn't doing very well. His legs were, you know, how most senior citizens or old people suffer. They have these knee issues. So my dad went for operation. He wasn't healing very well. And it created a lot of discomfort for him such that he didn't want to get up to walk. And then one thing led to another. So his legs, the muscles started weakening. Then he didn't want to get up to walk. And, you know, it became a vicious cycle downwards until my sister called me to say, Daddy's legs are not doing very well. Cannot walk anymore. I was very shocked. So this was the day that Reway came to Pak Dang to have dinner. So when Denise saw me a little bit distraught, she asked me, hey, sister, are you okay? Firstly, I'm thinking, why you call me sister? I don't know you, but, you know, okay, I'm not okay because of what's going on with my dad. So I explained it to her, and she very quickly, you know, taking the opportunity, said, if you're actually here for a meeting, we have this product. I've tried it on my parents, and it has worked. Would you like to try it as well? Now, honestly, at that point in time, I would do anything for my dad. I'm very close to him, right? If anybody told me A will work, B will work, C will work, I would have given it a shot, because that happened to be a time where, you know, I just wanted that to get better. So just to show everybody, this is the video on the left that my sister sent me, and I was in tears when I saw that, because Daddy is not like that. He's very active. So if you take a look, he needed assistance walking. He's also very scared that the grandkids will go close to him. That's my niece and nephew, my sister's kids. So when I saw this, of course, my heart broke. So I told Denise, you give me whatever you have. The next thing I did was to plan for Dad to fly to Chiang Mai. And I would then force him to go for physiotherapy, as well as give him our product. So if you look at the right-hand side now, the next video, very quickly, he could walk without any more walking stick or tongkat. And he grew stronger as time went by. So when I saw this miraculous change, or, you know, this drastic change in Dad, I then thought of my mom. You know how family is always the closest to you. When there's something good, the first thing you think about is always your family. That's only natural. So when I saw this big change in Dad, the first thing I thought about was, hey, how about we let mommy try this as well? Mom's got high blood, high cholesterol, a lot of issues, and diabetes as well. She's diabetes type 2, so she's on medication. So I also put mom on this. And this one, you can only see 2 pictures. So you would see from the inside out, not only does she look younger, but she's definitely grown a lot stronger. Her cholesterol issues, diabetes issues, everything has improved. So you continue. I've also tried on my son. The next thing I did was I called Denise, kids can take or not? And then Denise said, can. Her daughter took for eczema. I said, perfect, because my son's got lifelong eczema issues. In fact, he was born with eczema, and no matter what we did, his eczema couldn't go away. We just had to manage it with steroids. And I'm quite sure all of you know that if you apply steroids too much, your skin starts to thin, and it's not good for the body. So I put Tristan on our product as well, and you will see in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, his eczema started to clear up. So you're very excited, right? So besides us, my grandmother, who's 93 years old, this is her last year when she traveled before COVID and she could travel. So you will see how strong she is. And myself, I don't really have any health issues, but when I started taking, the most obvious change was the pigmentation on my face. So I can use and get by with very little makeup now. I used to have very bad pigmentation because I used to like to suntan in the sun, right? Want to be beach babe, thinking you're very cool. Not cool now that you think back, okay? So what happened then? How did I continue with my journey? So naturally, Denise, as well as the rest of the gang, would start talking to me and say, hey, come join us, do this as a business, you know, and they kept asking me. And I think like most of you here, very naturally, it's impossible. I think you find somebody and say, hey, come join us. We are a network marketing company, we are a direct sales company, or we are MLM company. And the person say, oh, I'm very excited, I want to join you. 9 out of 10 times or 10 out of 10 times, whoever you approach, you will get some sort of a negative reaction. It's just how nice they want to be to you. They either start avoiding your calls, they don't reply, or they keep telling you you are busy, they don't want to tell you in your face. Or some people, like myself, very direct, I will just tell Denise, no, not interested, don't talk anymore about the business. So why this picture then? Why did I have diamond 2 stars? Diamond 2 stars means you have bought 15 sets. Or what I did was to enter with a business plan, diamond 2 stars, which is 15 sets. It's not 7 sets, but 15 sets. But the reason why I did that very simply was I wanted to consume cheap. So if I bought more sets, it would be cheaper, as with any other network marketing company. And that was the only reason why I ended up with diamond 2 stars. So I wanted, because if Dad's taking, Mom's taking, Amma's taking, I'm taking, my kids are taking, the whole world is taking, I needed to be able to consume as cheap as possible. That made the most financial sense at that point in time. So when I took this step, then of course, the thing about Denise is she's sometimes, okay, sorry Denise, but sometimes you're like a bulldog. She bites, she won't let go on. She just bites and then she continues biting, and that's her plus point. Depends on how you use it. Yes, she's really like a bulldog, a dog with a bone, and then she hangs on. So she just kept trying and trying and trying. Sometimes I'm quite fierce to her. You ask her, I'll just tell her off, but she really persevered. And If I'm sitting here today, I can therefore say her perseverance paid off because I'm now part of her team. So what then happened after September 2018 when I came back from Singapore? This was in the Singapore Indoor Stadium because at that time, the Thai market was still very small. We didn't have the ability to have our own events, which means if there was any of these events like Leaders Recognition Night or any training seminars, Thai members would have to fly overseas. So as I journeyed along, at that point in time in September, still no interest in becoming part of V-Way or to even entertain this as a business. Until I met this guy. I had the privilege of meeting this guy. Everybody knows who this guy is. Yeah, his name is Robert Kiyosaki. He is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and many more books after that. So I had the privilege of having Robert Kiyosaki come for dinner at our restaurant in October 2018. So when I heard the concierge of 137 Pillars House called me and said, okay, we're going to have a very special guest for you tonight. And then when he told me the name, I really almost fell off my chair. 1997 was the first time that I read Robert Kiyosaki's book. And honestly, I am where I am today because reading this book changed my life. Reading this book gave me the courage then to quit working, to quit the bank and start off on my own. That was my very first step. I actually looked at his philosophy of stepping out of the rat race, being an entrepreneur for yourself, and his Rich Dad Poor Dad book changed that for me. So when I heard, so you see, I have many books. These are all my books. I have a whole stack of books because he's like my idol or mentor. You don't have to listen to everything he says. You take what you want on board. I rushed home, took all my books, rushed back to the restaurant, and got him to autograph all my books. So I'm very proud of what I have now. Autograph books from Robert Kiyosaki. And sitting down having dinner with him, the next thing I did was ask him outrightly. I said, Robert, if you had advice for me today, what business would you tell me to go and do? He did not even think. He said, I have 3 things that you should consider doing, okay? He said, number 1, buy gold. This was October 2018. If you listen to him and bought gold today, you would have made some money. I didn't. I don't really know how to buy gold. Number 2, he said, invest in property. So this is something that I had already done. Like Denise said, I was actually part of my own estate agency in Singapore, focusing in Australian property investment. So I have already invested in property. And number 3, he said, network marketing. That's the business of the future. Very, very convincingly, he said that. And then I was a bit taken aback. I'm like, what did you say? He said, network marketing, the business of the future. So I then asked him, I said, why do you say that? Because I really didn't expect him to say something like that. So I said, well, why do you say that? And then he looked at me and he said, you're a smart woman. Go figure out yourself. He didn't tell me why. But when I finished that dinner with him and I went home that night, I was actually, thinking a lot about what he says. I'm like, why network marketing? This MLM business, this, all the negative things that people always generally tell you. MLM is pyramid scheme, money game, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, why did he say that? So I went to do my research, and you Google, any one of you can see. When you look at benefits of MLM, why network marketing, you would see all these points being brought up again and again and again. Now, back in October 2018, this didn't slap me in the face or, presented a very big wow thing to me. But today, post-COVID or still in COVID times, these things become so in my face. These are slaps in my face. Because like Denise said, I run a restaurant. So that is a small business. And all these things now become very apparent. I had 30 employees that I had to fire or let go. It was very, very hard for me. I have operating costs that I'm still paying for. Pak Dang is closed temporarily until airports are open. So in the meantime, it's very clear. I still have to pay for rental. I still have to pay for utilities, etc. So you will see that all these points now make traditional businesses very, very difficult because of what's happening during COVID. So this is what Robert said, right? The fastest growing business model in the world today. And if you go and do more research, you will see that it's not only Robert Kiyosaki who has made statements like that. Bill Gates, Jim Rohn, okay, even Mr. Donald Trump, the President of the United States, okay, whether you like him or not. A lot of these forefront speakers or business people or prominent people in the business world with very high profile have also come out to endorse network marketing. One of the most famous being this guy. Everybody knows who he is, Warren Buffett, one of the top investment gurus. If you look at his investment portfolio, he has invested in 3 network marketing companies. What does that tell you? Okay, so as I went through this journey and I did more research, it just became clearer and clearer that, hey, network marketing is something that I should be looking at. So obviously, Reway was presented right in front of me. We are also part of Team 37, right? So these are the 2 things. Then naturally, being, you know, the economist I am, I like to put in a lot of research. The next thing is, so should it be Reway or not? If I wanted to join a network marketing, so supposedly I made the decision. Maybe some of you today invited by your friends or, you know, colleagues or somebody who invited you here today, you are still thinking, should I join network marketing or not? I hope this is now clearer to you. But the next step is, okay, so let's say now I want to join network marketing. Which company should I join? How do you decide which company you should join? What is the criteria that you are looking at? That is how I continued my journey, okay? So I went on and then started looking at, hey, so this company's product, besides helping my family, and I thank Reway for that, what else can this product do? So you go and Google, you go and research. Very quickly, you will see a lot of testimonials and a lot of cases because our product has helped many, many people. So if you look at this, I'm just going to quickly go through this. Can you see the different pictures? If I told you it was the same guy, would your jaw drop? My jaw dropped. This is like Jeremy Button, like that. A curious case of Jeremy Button, like, huh? Are you sure? So then you go on to look at other cases. Now, this is very apparent to me. And in Thailand, it's a very big thing. As you know, Thais, for some reason, even hot noodle soup, kway teow soup, they also put sugar. Everything they put sugar. So if you look at this situation, foot ulcers on a diabetic, our product could help. Now, like what Denise told you earlier, I have a very soft heart. I love people and I love to help people. That's what Pak Dang is all about, changing lives. So when I started looking at all these things, it suddenly hit me that, hey, this is another way of helping people. By helping people's health, by changing their lives, giving them back their health, for them to cut back on medication, hey, this is another way I can help people. So, you know, besides just, okay, network marketing, something to consider, I also have a product that can help people in the process, not just in terms of health, but as you go along, you realize that in terms of finances as well, I can actually help the Thais out of their poverty trap because a lot of the Thais are caught in a poverty trap. So what is this all about? What is this product? I'm sure all of you are curious. Those of you who are already distributors, you know, but those of you who are new, it would probably pique your curiosity. What is this product? This product, okay, the name is known as Perthia Placenta. It's not something new. Perthia has been in the market for 12 years now already. Perthia is also made in New Zealand, and our headquarters or the parent company is based in Singapore. All right. So if you look at this thing also was a big wake-up call to me, especially after Dad's healthcare. This is a report by WHO, which is the World Health Organization, which outlines what the top 10 killers are in the world. So you have heart disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, etc. And they actually came up with a statistic and says that 54% of people would die because of these top 10 killers. Now, what does that mean to you? If you have a friend beside you now, you shake this person's hand, it's either going to be one of you. So between Denise and me, it's going to be one of us that's going to say bye-bye because of this. and between husband and wife too, between brother and sister. So the scary thing now, if you take a step back and look at this situation, in the past, let's say during daddy and mommy's time, you will hear, oh, uncle so and so, or who or whoever got heart attack, got a stroke. It's usually somebody who is 60 something, 70 something. It's the old people who seem to be stricken with this sort of diseases. But if you look at recently, of late, I have people my age or even younger than me who are, stricken with kidney disease or diabetes now. I've heard, for example, my friend's kids who, like my son tells me, his friend has diabetes at 14. So even kids are getting diabetes. What does this tell you? It could be because of stress. It could be because of pollution. It could be because of our diet. But something is wrong. Definitely the level of health diseases that we are faced with now is more rampant than before. So people are aware of this. That's why companies that are in the health industry, that's why if you look at GNC, all these companies are growing bigger and bigger from strength to strength. Because as we grow more educated, we also realize that, A, we need to take health supplements. Am I right? So if you look at this picture here, I am guilty of something like that. Before I had Perthia, I think I need to ask my ex-helper, but I think it was 13 or 14 pills a day. Because somebody will tell me this is good for the face, this is good for collagen, this will make your skin fairer, I would take everything, whether it's for beauty or for health. So a lot of people realize the need for health supplements, and these are the main reasons why. So it could be for prevention, could be recovery, could be detox. I've even tried things like lemon detox, because somebody told me it will make you look younger and it will clean out your system, which means I only took lemon juice or lemon water for 7 days and nothing else. I had to put my body through, torture like this. So what if we told you that, there's one product to fulfill all your health needs? I'm not talking about curing diseases here, okay? Just helping you boost your immunity, to repair, to detox. Perthia placenta, which is our product, is a live stem cell therapy that can achieve that end. So if you look at live stem cell therapy, what is this? So if you go back to the basics, we are all made out of stem cells, okay? You look at yourself from head to toe, from your hair down to your body, to your toenails, we are all made up of cells. But the sad thing is, after age 25, your cells start aging and disease sets in. So you will see our face grows older, it starts to sag, our skin, the hotness of our skin, our health starts to suffer. When I used to go out last time, I can wake up the next day to go for work, not tired at all. Now if you try to go out, maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you're talking to your friends, you're starting to yawn. All these are signs of aging, and it's inevitable. So research and scientists realize this, especially for chronic illnesses, that there is no way to cure chronic illnesses except through maybe stem cells. So a lot of research has been put into stem cells. These will show you how. If you go through, like the Times, Straits Times, Economist, all these are very international magazines or periodicals. A lot of research, a lot of money, a lot of write-up has been done about stem cell therapy. It's not something new that has just come into the market. So if you look at today's market in the world out there, what is stem cell and how are people getting stem cell therapy or stem cell treatment? Traditionally, stem cell treatment has always been injections. So it's invasive. You go to, for example, on my first picture on the top left-hand corner there, you go to Switzerland for a placenta injection. I actually spoke to a guy just last week when I was in Khon Kaen. He's a Thai property tycoon in Khon Kaen. He and 3 of his family members didn't go to Switzerland. They went to Germany for placenta injections. And he said that it didn't really work. He did look a bit younger, but his health didn't improve. Perthia changed his life. So what does this tell you? Cord blood banking, adult cells, stem cells banking, placenta injections, we have all this in the market now. But they are expensive, they are also dangerous, and sometimes not as effective. So what if there was an effective way a less painful way, and a cheaper alternative to give you the benefits of stem cell without all these disadvantages. That's what we are here for today. But here, aside from what's inside the capsule, we have 5 types of technology. I'm not going to go into the detail here, okay, because then we'll be here forever. Please approach the person who invited you here today to explain what these 5 technologies are all about. So what happens is these 5 technologies will actually give that capsule almost similar. It will never be the same, but similar to the effectiveness of us receiving a stem cell injection. That's what these 5 technology aims to do, okay? So if at a glance, you look at what's inside one per-tier capsule cell, it's not just the live stem cells. We have 12 different ingredients. And if you look at it, we take ingredients from all over, from the depths of the ocean, from the ground, as well as from high up in the mountains. So we have 12 different ingredients with 12 different properties and benefits that will bring to us or to the human body. The live stem cells, nucleoclavum is the white strawberry. Those of you who, if you recall traveling to Japan, Korea, you will see white strawberry being sold quite at a lot of places, and it's also quite expensive. Then you have this thing called dendrobium, which is a Chinese traditional medicine, which has a lot of properties like lubrication and for anti-aging, or like for fatigue and for the lungs. So we at Reway, they have put in a lot of time and effort to come up with the 5 technologies and combining it with these 12 ingredients to give you per-tier 6, the per-tier 6 edition. Okay, let me show you. I thought this is how your per-tier will come in a box like that, very nicely packaged. It will also come in a bottle like that. So it's capsules, as you can hear. See, okay? So what is this per-tier capsule all about? If I were to ask you, how many apples can you eat a day? Or how many apples do you eat a week? We've heard of the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? If you look at one per-tier capsule, that's the equivalent of taking 100 green apples, the apple polyphenol extracted from 100 green apples. Can you imagine chewing through 100 green apples? Might take you 100 days. So for myself, I take 4 per-tier capsules a day. That means I'm taking 400 green apples a day. Am I right? So what else is in per-tier? Fucoidan is also something that was recently added into the 6th edition of per-tier. Yes, you heard me right, the 6th edition, which means per-tier has gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 editions, and this is the 6th edition. If you Google fucoidan, you will see that it is strongly backed by the Japanese Cancer Research Institute for helping with cancer, for slowing down, or they call it the autopsis of cancer cells. So this is what per-tier 6 is all about. It's backed up by our certification as well. You will also see that it is halal, and in Singapore, it's been around for the last 12 years already. In other countries, maybe slightly less. There's a very powerful story I want to share because it's very close to my heart. Besides helping the underprivileged youth and the hill tribes at the restaurant now, my hill tribe journey actually started in Chiang Rai way back in 2000. You'll see a younger and fatter me, right? So in year 2000, I met this wonderful lady. Her name's Sister Bernard. Sister looked after the Hmong hill tribes in the center, way at the border, north of Chiang Rai, and that's how I met her. And ever since 2000 up till now, we have maintained a relationship. But unfortunately, in 2019, which is last year, Sister was stricken with something. I say something because the doctors could not find out what was wrong with her. They called me from the hospital. This was actually a screenshot on my phone. They called me on FaceTime and I screenshot this. This was what happened to the bubbly sister. She was hospitalized for 5 weeks across 3 hospitals, trying to find out what was wrong with her. She was in extreme pain. She couldn't walk. So they MRI scanned her. They did CT scans to find out what is wrong with her, and they couldn't find out what was wrong with her. And then what happened? When the doctors, these are private hospital doctors, not the public government hospitals. The private doctors actually said, I think it could be Parkinson's or it could be Alzheimer's. At the hospital, there's nothing that we can do anymore. Please take her home. Because she's a nun, she doesn't go back to family. She goes back to the church. So what happened was she went back to the church and the church sent her to a nursing home. So you will see sister from 78 kilos became a mere, in the picture here in September 2019, she was 35 kilos. She was like a living dead. Just breathing through an oxygen tube and being fed through a tube. And nothing could help her. Somebody went to visit her, who was also very close to her, to us. Her name's Padang. Went to visit her, saw her like that, panicked, and told me that if you look at her skin on her face, you will see she's really just skin and bone. Panicked and called me and said, Kaylin, you need to do something. Sister is going to die. They are already planning for her funeral. Can you mute your microphone, please?
I
can't mute anymore, Denise. Sorry. Okay, never mind. I'm going to go on. So they were actually planning for her funeral already because they looked at her and thought she wouldn't pass the next few days.
How many days only?
So what happened? I managed to speak to the person who is looking after her. Okay, let me just mute. Sorry, I need to get out in order to mute.
2 bottles last for 1 month. If you're taking 2 in the morning, 2 at night.
Sorry, I need to mute.
All the way there. So take 3 at one time. Take 3.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, don't tell her already. I don't want her to take all at one time. So where she don't know put where. Take 3. Same as the way you.
Okay. Got to do it that way. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, I'm back here. Okay, back on. Okay. All right, can you see my screen? Okay. So I managed to speak to the person who looks after sister. And I said, can you feed sister this health supplement? She's a nurse, a trained nurse. She said, what is this? I said, if honestly, to put it bluntly, I said, if sister is going to die, you're already planning for her funeral. What is there to lose if we give her this? She said, what is this? Send it to me. So I sent the information to her first. I said, it's all natural. There's no drug. It's not a drug. Please let sister have it. She said, okay. So because sister cannot eat, right? We cut the Pertia capsule and squeeze it into her feeding tube. Look at what happened to her very quickly. This is sister after 1 month. She could get up, but the tubes are still inside there, okay? And in 2 months, we removed the tube. So you'll see her nose still has that scar because of the tube, but she could eat on her own. And progressively, she got stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, we didn't have to feed her 10, 20 capsules a day. She was originally, in the first few months, 2 to 4 capsules. Because she was a bit weak, we didn't dare give her too many. And this was 11th October 2020. That's why I went down to content. Look at her today. I actually went down, talked to her, and she was very, cheerful and happy to see us. She saw Tristan and Trinity. These are my kids since they were 1 and 2. And then she told me. So I videoed it. One day, if I have a chance, I'll show you the video, or when we do a testimonial. She said, Kaylin, the medicine you gave me, she calls it medicine. She doesn't know what it is. She said, the medicine you gave me back my life. And to me, even if I did reweigh just for this, it was worth it. Just for one life, is it worth it? It is. What did I have to lose? I just had to use my mouth to keep sharing about the benefits of Pertia. Even if one person benefits from it, one life is important. So this is sister today, guys. She can walk. Does she take any medication now? 0. She does not take anything at all. When she was in the hospital, she was diagnosed as having diabetes. But I think somehow Pertia took that away. There's no more signs of her having any high sugar anymore. She is on 0 medication. All she does now on a maintenance basis is to take 1 Pertia a day. Tons and tons of testimonials. So because this is not a testimonial sharing, I think I don't need to go any further. Those of you who are still not convinced about the product, I hope you are convinced about the product. So then now we move on to look at the company. Okay, so because you know how it is, right? There are companies out there with very good products, but because the company is not sound, the company doesn't have the right values, the company is not ethical. Even if you give the best product to a company that is not ethical, you wouldn't have the right platform to work with. So Reway stands for right way. From this logo, you will realize that these are our 6 values. We focus not only on financial objectives, health, social, meaning you need to be in the right social circle. We need to have the right family values, and very importantly, we need to have the right mindset and spiritual growth. So sometimes you think, you know, when I first look at this, anyway, who can design a logo and just write all these things? Simple to talk, right? But Reway is a company that walks their talk. Maybe I can't judge. Those of you who are my good friends on Facebook, you will realize I was introduced to Reway in 2018. It was this year in 2020 that I came out loud, or I call it coming out of the closet. I came out loud to tell the whole world that I am a network marketer. I am part of a MLM company, as you call it. Why? Because it took me 2 years to make sure that I have covered all bases. It took me 2 years to go through everything, whether it's product, company, etc., to be able to be sitting here convinced today and telling you that I am confident of my choice. I dare to stand up for the decision that I have made. Okay, so Reway International. We say international because we are not only in Singapore. We are in many, many countries now, mainly in Asia. So for the last 12 years, we have focused on one health product. And unlike other companies, you will realize, I mean, most companies you will see, maybe with first year edition 3, we are already doing very well. Don't need to improve anymore. But this is not Reway style. We are in constant improvement. The core management team will not stop until they keep, you know, improving themselves. So you will see our product has gone through 6 changes. Today we are at the 6th edition with 12 ingredients and no change in pricing. What does that tell? Our sales from 2009 to 2018, it keeps increasing, and I don't even know, the exponential growth of this is really quite phenomenal for one product. Aside from Perthia now, we have also introduced some beauty products because beauty is also the way to go. It has given us another option. So besides the Perthia placenta, which is a supplement, we now have this conscientious spray. I love this, okay? I'm going to go nearer. You see my complexion is actually quite nice now, I must say. I have very minimal makeup on because of this spray. And the mask I try to use, I'm not a very conscientious person. That's why I must use the word conscientious. People who are very conscientious with their beauty regime, especially women, even men now. Some men are very conscientious. You put on step by step, cleanser, then toner, then moisturizer, serum, day cream, night cream. You have so many steps in order to achieve the kind of Korean skin, as I will call it. But with our conscientious spray and mask is one step. So really, I have nothing on my dresser anymore except conscientious. Meaning after I wash my spray, I just spray, I wash my face, I spray, I'm set. If I'm not too lazy, I'll put on the mask. And after, I think I started seeing very, very good results in about the 3rd, 4th month. So if you look at our Reway distributors, take a note, especially the men, because men definitely won't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. You will see all of them have very good skin as well because of conscientious. And it's convenient. A little bit of history, because this is something that a lot of people want to know as well. So where are your offices? You know, what are we like? This is some history. So Reway started in 2008 in a 350 square foot office at Bras Basah. Today, this is our Reway office in Ang Mo Kio. We call it HQ because Reway started in Singapore. And I'm proud to say that what is in the pipeline now is our very, very own building. I think it's going to be in Paya Lebar somewhere, our own building, and it's being built now. Right? A lot of companies during COVID is cutting back. We are actually expanding. So aside from Singapore, in Kuala Lumpur, or in KL, or actually in Malaysia, we have 16 offices, HQ in Kuala Lumpur. The picture at the bottom there is actually the auditorium in this building here. You can seat up to 1,000. My question to you, how many companies actually have their own 1,000-seater auditorium? Think about it. Taiwan, 8 offices, official opening, 8 offices at the same time. Today, there are already 12 offices. So you'll see we are expanding. I should have put this in, but even in first world countries like Japan, 2 years ago, we started with 1 office. This year in 2020, Riway Japan opened their 3rd office. Now, those of you who understand what the Japanese market is like, from an MLM company's perspective, Japan is one of the hardest markets to penetrate. Now we don't have 1, not 2, but 3 offices in Japan. And I don't see this slowing down. It's probably going to accelerate in the next few years. 2008, these were how we conducted events. Small little classrooms. Some people always laugh at the picture on the top right-hand corner and say that that looks like some 老人院, like some senior citizens home kind of a thing. That was how Riway started, with senior citizens. But today, look at how we conduct our events and the scale of our events. The picture at the bottom was at our, not indoor stadium, National Stadium, you heard me right. Our event, our 11th anniversary at the National Stadium, which had 70,000 people. How many network marketing companies do that? So that shows you that we are above board, because we don't have to hush our events. Every country, Riway holds events in a similar fashion. Big, bold, to show people what we are all about. There's nothing to hide. So if you look at where we are, this is something that I like to share a little bit more as well. Riway is a company where the management cares. I am guilty of this as well, because I used to be management, right? I run my own companies, whether it's a property company or the school. When you reach a management level, you always tend to have, I am the boss, you are my employee. There is kind of a line. And very few companies have management where they really care about their employees. But Riway is one of these companies. That's why I say we are like family. Riway's management truly cares for our well-being. That's why they focus on family, they focus on our spiritual growth, they focus on our mindset. Are we having the right mindset? That's why I put this Maslow hierarchy of needs here. Riway, if let's say all your needs are taken care of, actually focuses on self-actualization, the topmost triangle of the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So how do we get started with this company? Please, like I said, because of time constraints, I cannot go through a lot of details. So today, in terms of, let's say, this business plan or how we get started with Riway, we're going to cover it very quickly on a breath level. Please approach the person who brought you in. In the first place, please thank the person who brought you in, because you are lucky, okay? And ask them to explain this in more detail to you. I will try and go through this as quickly as possible, but as detailed as possible. Very simply put, you can join us by purchasing a set of per year. A set of per year is 7 bottles. Now, why 7 bottles? Because the first month, as a boost to our stem cells, to give our stem cells a kick, right? To start firing our stem cells up, the way to consume per year is 4 capsules a day. That's why you will go through 2 bottles. Then subsequently, from month 2 to month 6, we recommend taking 2 daily, 1 morning, 1 night. So this will take you through exactly 6 months therapy. Now, people who are older or who are weaker or who have health issues, then you could possibly consider consuming more per year. But when you buy 1 set of per year, what that happens is it therefore gives you a free business account. Now, what do I mean by a free business account? It means you now have the right to do this as a business. It's entirely up to you. Riway is not a company like other MLM companies, which will set targets. And then, if you don't fulfill a target, your account is frozen and it's cancelled. Riway is not like that. We give you this account. And it's entirely up to you what you want to do with this account. Okay, it will become clearer later. So bear with me for a while. Our business plan has 3 types of bonuses. Number 1, referral bonus means every time you refer somebody to join us in this business, you will have a 10% bonus. There's a development bonus, which also therefore means when you develop your team or build your network. So the more developed your team is, the bigger your development bonus is. And the matching bonus is actually being like a leader bonus. So due to time constraints today, I will just quickly mention and explain RB, referral bonus, and DB, development bonus. Like I said earlier, we are going to be interactive today. If there's any questions, just type it into the chat window. After the presentation today, Denise and I will go back to the chat window and answer as many questions as possible. Okay? So what does all this bonus mean to you? Now, like me, when I first started, I was a consumer. So this bonus to me as a consumer would simply be discounts, buying the products cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. But if you decide, for example, somewhere along the way, along your journey, that, hey, why don't I just sell as well and help people in the process, help people improve their health, then you are now considered a distributor. And what this bonus would mean to you now is, aside from being able to consume the product cheaper and cheaper, you will also be able to get an income from this. And what kind of income are we talking about? The income that you get is going to be through our compensation plan. And how does this work? Okay, so if you, I'm going to go with Singapore as an example. If you purchase 1 set of Perthia of 7 bottles that will last you 6 months, it will cost you $3,688. You will have this business account, like I said, it's 3 business accounts, so it's U1, U2, U3. Under a binary system, we will always look at it as a left and a right, okay? There's a reason why we need to look at left and right. So if you look at U1 here, I cut U1 down, we have 1 left and right. Supposedly, you introduce A into the business. So you go home and you tell your brother, hey, this is very good for your health, you should consume Perthia, and you manage to convince him he buys 1 set. You will automatically therefore get a referral bonus of 10% minus GST, which works out to be about $345. Then you go to work and then people see, hey, why your skin looks better? People will automatically ask you one. Myself included, right? I came to Thailand in 2013-14. I can tell you today, 2020, I look better than when I first came to Thailand in 2013. Many people at first thought, hey, you go there, you're going to do plastic surgery. They think I go to, because Thailand is the land of plastic surgery. Everybody thought I went to do a facelift or, something like that. I honestly didn't. It is really through Perthia, through conscientious, and also through taking care of my health. You put something that's $3,000 over into your system, automatically you will be more mindful about your diet. You will also be more mindful of your lifestyle, which means like exercise and stuff like that. So if you go to your office and somebody you manage to convince also buys 1 set of Perthia, you get another $345. Now, why left and right is important is this thing here for development bonus. Anytime there's 1 set on your left or 1 set on your right, you will then be entitled to what we call development bonus of $345. So if you add these 3 up, you will have therefore a bonus of $1,000.35. This is $1,000, which is the same as $1,000 cash, because RW points can be converted to cash. Please ask the person who brought you here, how are we going to cash out? Okay, because it's a process, and but it's not difficult. It's not difficult. Okay, and you don't have to wait until the end of the month. So supposingly like today I had 3 sales. I think 3 sales. I forgot. Ask Denise. 3 sales, right? So if Denise keys in these 3 sales for me today, after 12 midnight Singapore time, I will see my bonus in the system that I can cash out, okay? And this development bonus that I'm talking about goes to infinity. Now, what does infinity mean? Let's go on further. Let me explain what development bonus to infinity means. Now, as you build your network, your team will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Somewhere last month or something when I had somebody do a sale. I don't even know who this person is. Is that possible? It's possible. Your team can go through so many levels that when a sale is done, you don't even know who this person is anymore. Who is these people? Because it's too far, it's too deep. But development bonus to infinity means no matter how many levels, other companies may stop at 3 levels, may stop at 5 levels, or they pay you up to 10 levels. Reway pays you to infinity, which means on the left, you could have 1,000 people. On the right, you could have 10,000 people. Our big leaders, their teams are in the thousands or in the hundreds of thousands of people. But what this means is if, for example, you have one set on the left and one set on the right, you will automatically be entitled to your development bonus of $345. Should you have 3 sets on the right and 3 sets on the left, then how much development bonus do you get? You get 3 times 345, which is 1,035. Okay? There's only a condition which I'll explain shortly, how you can max out your bonus. But if you look at the progression of building your team, with that one set of 3688, you can sponsor 4 people. Let's call them A, B, C, D. Your bonus will be very quickly 4 RB plus 4 DB, which is $2,760. Now you tell A, B, C, D to go and find people. So let's share the good news about Pertier. Let's share the benefits of Pertier to more people. Let's say A, B, C, D just sponsors 2 people. They don't have to sponsor 4 people. You will get 8 DB, which will also give you 2,760. Now you will see very quickly 12 people in your group only. So your little group with one set of Pertier that you started off with, and you extended it to 12 people, your bonus is already $5,520. This is a profit to you already. You cover back the cost of investment, you get more beautiful skin, you get younger stem cells, and at the same time, you put some money into your pocket. There's really very little downside to this. Okay? So what is that condition that I'm talking about, right? What is the limit that we are talking about? The only condition that Rebate has is every day for one account. The maximum bonus that Rebate will pay you will be 4 sets on the left and 4 sets on the right. So if you look at that, what this means is it's a maximum bonus of 1,500 Singapore dollars. If I multiply that by 30 days, that's $45,000, which therefore means on one account, you one alone, my bonus maximum is $45,000. So my question to you now is, if you are thinking from the business perspective, how many accounts would you want to have? So you will see why sometimes you might think, hey, why they keep pushing, why my 7 sets, 7 sets? There's a reason why we ask you to invest 7 sets. If you have 7 sets, it means you have 7 accounts, right? Instead of maxing out at 1 account, you can max out at 7 accounts. So my tree is bigger because I have 2 stars, which is 15 accounts. 15 sets. I started off with 15 sets. There are people who started off with 29 sets. So it's entirely up to you. Think about how big you want to go, how much you want to earn. That's how many sets you should invest in. The question, this is a very simple answer. Okay? So besides a very sound business plan, we have very, very good systems and procedures in place. All these tools that you have, right? So you will see we have leaflets that you can give out. You don't have to go and design your own leaflets. All these are professionally designed. The OPP that we are going through, you also have a physical booklet that you can carry with you. Trainings here, and I would like to just spend 1 minute explaining this. 2 years with Reway, I have attended a lot of training sessions. I can tell you, not one training session taught me how to sell. That's why I am so impressed by Reway. Technically, you are an MLM company. You should be teaching all the people how to sell. I should be attending training sessions like, hey, how do you handle objections? How do you improve your sales selling techniques? No. A lot of the trainings that we go to, if you look at it, our main trainings, for example, is this thing called New Distributor Orientation, which focuses on us. What kind of example should we set as a leader? What kind of mindset should we have? What are the things we should do every day as a leader? And that will be reading books, training ourselves. It's always about self and not self. Okay, we have many, many events organized for you. Not sure if you have been exposed to other companies. Other companies, you will see the events you have to pay to attend. We don't. Okay. OPP, which stands for Opportunity and Product Presentation, is also conduct. Now COVID, we are a little bit stuck. We can't really hold events like OPPs anymore. In Thailand, we can, fortunately. But in the past, you will see we have a lot of dinner sharings helped by the leaders to help you bring people in to explain so that you don't have to do everything yourself. Sometimes people will say, I cannot do this business. I don't know how to sell. I'm not a salesperson. We're not asking you to be a salesperson. We're asking you to be a human being, to just share the benefits of Perthia with the people around you. You never know whose life you can save or whose health you can change, right? Recently, of course, because of COVID, we have gone into the Zoom platform, like what we are doing here today. This gentleman here, some of you would know him, some of you would not know him. He's also another mentor of mine now, a person that is very close to my heart, and a person who has been a very, very big source of strength and inspiration for me the last 2 years. His name is Mr. David Yeo, founder of Team 37. Thank God Perthia changed his life and saved his life as well, because he was a very, very sick person. And, you know, he was also going blind. But because of Perthia, it gave him back his health. And today he is strong and healthy. Now, why am I talking about David here? Because David has given me a lot of strength to fly, like what Denise was explaining to you over the video. Why did I have the guts and the courage to stand on stage and talk to 1,000 Thais in Thai when I'm not Thai? David was one big source of strength. Okay, so this is David now. If I tell you his background, you will be quite surprised. But David was a business person, but he was uneducated. If I'm not wrong, he did not even finish primary 3 education. So to put it very simply, or you know, in a crude way, David is illiterate. He cannot read and he cannot write. He speaks only Chinese. And when I first met him, his English was quite bad. Today, he can conduct a session like what I'm doing now, fully in English. Let me just give you an example. This is something that I stole. He didn't even know I took this picture. When I was in Singapore last year, I think, or year before, he was reading his notes. Then in my heart, you know, the curious me, I was thinking, if David can't read and write, why does he have notes? Now, if I look at this picture on the right here, that's David's notes. So you will see it's English, Chinese, it's pictures, it's everything. But that's how his will to learn, that's how strong his will to learn is. These are the people you're going to work with. These are our top leaders. David is top 10. And up till today, he is still learning every single day. Right? Why am I 100% committed? This is a picture taken just yesterday, okay? And why I want to mention this specially. There's Nick there, there's Denise there. The young gentleman and lady there are actually from Riway Thailand HQ, our Riway head office. But the senior gentleman there at the bottom right of the screen there, Datuk Kenny Wong, is actually top management of Riway. I was going through a bit of a funk the last few months, okay, running around in circles and feeling a little bit lost. I was actually describing this to them in the meeting yesterday, that I was like a bird without a nest. I have no more home. I cannot find my home. So I was feeling a little bit lost, a little bit, you know, discouraged. And then, you know, I was telling my upline, Denise and Nick say, just call Dato. I'm thinking, how can I just call the number 2 and number 3 in Riway like that? But I packed up the courage. I dropped Dato a WhatsApp message and I said, Dato, if you have some time, can I, he speaks Chinese. I said, 我可以请教你吗? The very next, you know, not long, within the day, he called me back and he set up this Zoom meeting. This is what I mean by management that cares. Way on the top, that's so far away. I mean, some people were just telling me, oh, 你见到神了, you touched God. You know what I mean? He's so far away, but he was willing to give me his time of day. Compare it to what I'm saying here now. These are the world's most wealthiest people, like Warren Buffett, like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Let's say you look at Jeff Bezos, boss of Amazon. If you are down there, way down there, do you think you can just pick up the phone and WhatsApp Jeff Bezos? Do you think you can just pick up the phone and talk to Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, who's number 1 of Facebook? But I'm telling you, our leaders can pick up the phone to talk to the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 of WeWay. We can get close to them. We can get advice from them. That's the difference between WeWay and the traditional companies. Deserve special mention, Mr. Jolie, who joined WeWay in 2012. He is David's employee, which means he used to work for David. So that was the car he used to drive in and out of JB to Singapore. Then he upgraded to this car. He is now WeWay's number 1. He does not have 1 Rolls Royce. He has 2 Rolls Royce. I don't have the pictures with me. He has a yellow Ferrari and the latest Merc AMG. Why so many cars, you would ask? Because he just wants to show his team that if he can do it, selling handphones in a handphone shop, so can you. If David can do it, a guy that's illiterate, he can climb through and be what he is today, earning, I would say, millions of dollars. You can do it. So you will see that why they always have all these cars to show the team is to show you that what we are doing is a system that you can copy and duplicate. What else? How else to show? You know what I'm trying to say? You can't see the money in my bank account. But at least if I have a car to show off, I mean, I can tell people, hey, I'm very rich already. You know, WeWay has given me a lot of bonus. Let's say I approach somebody now and say, come, you join WeWay. I promise you will get very wealthy. I can't show him my bank account, right? So how is this person going to believe that WeWay is a company that you can join? WeWay is a company that you can join and make money. So for somebody like Jolie, he can keep telling people, WeWay has already given him a lot of money, he can retire, he can do nothing. But nobody is going to believe him, right? So what better way? You know, sometimes you think, why must show off and buy so many cars? It's not to show off. It is to give you cold hard proof that if you copy and duplicate the WeWay system, the WeWay platform, you have the chance to be able to achieve what our top leaders can achieve. I'm not going to bluff you here. Neither will any of our WeWay, leaders tell you, very easy one. Just do, very easy. It is not easy. It is one of the toughest journeys of my life, I will tell you that. You look at Denise's face in these 3 months. She's fighting for her Pegasus rank. I tell you, she will laugh, she will cry, she will get angry. She will go through so many of these emotions, right? And it's hard. Ask her to share with you in another career sharing. Even for fighting for my tiny Pavo rank here, I'm Pavo. This one, Pavo, which is the first rank in the team elite. I have gone through, running companies that are big with, 80, 100 employees. Nothing comes close. Every time I will call Denise and say, I want to vomit already. I always say, well, Denise, well, I'll call Doris, I want to vomit. And they ask me, I'm okay. I say, no, I cannot sleep at night. I cannot eat. That's how bad it is. But I look back with pride, with joy, and with a sense of accomplishment. I hope all of you can go through that as well. Okay? Okay. Thank you for being so patient. I am almost at the end of my presentation. Just a little bit more. Bear with me, okay? This is actually taken from Robert Kiyosaki's book, Enrich That for That. That changed my life, like I told you. Why I don't want to be an employee anymore, okay? So Robert advocates that we should move from the left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant towards the right-hand side, which means from the ES towards the BI. So what is ES? Let me give you an example. E is being an employee. So when I was teacher, or when I was in a bank, I was an employee, right? So I use my time to trade for money. The harder I work or the more money I make for my bank, I get paid more. So on the left-hand side of the quadrant, you also have 95% of the population, right? Left-hand side, you have 95% of the population which uses time to trade for money. Your traditional business owners, like my city restaurant. The day I stop working at the restaurant, then no more income already. Like now, right? I close the restaurant and nothing's going on. So on the right-hand side, you have B and I. So what is B and I? Let's move to I first. I means you use money to work for you. When you buy stocks and shares, or like myself, when I invest in Australian property, you earn rent. Although with COVID now, rental also died, right? So what is B? So you will see Auntie me, okay, those of you who are curious, not shy about my age, I'm 47 going on 48. So I've spent the last 20 over years of my career going through all 3 parts of the quadrant except the last quadrant here, which is B. So what's a business owner? Business owner means you use a system and you use people to work with you. You've heard of compound interest. This is actually compounding the time of people and building a network. And this is where Reway will sit. So which means if I were to categorize Reway, it will not sit in B, E, it will not sit in S, it will not sit in I, it will sit in B. So Auntie Me had to go through 20 over years, right? Like a headless chicken, go through all of these other parts of the quadrant before I realized and call myself a business person that, hey, B is the way to go. So those of you who are still very early on in your path of your career, you are privileged. I hope you make the switch earlier rather than later, okay? So this COVID times has been very challenging. It's been very challenging for me, but I thank God that I have Reway because honestly, Reway is my only source of income now until the restaurant opens its doors again, okay? Is there an opportunity during this crisis? I would say yes. The potential of Reway is there. If you attended any of our recent trainings, we have one more coming up. I'm quite sure this information will be shared to you. Like I explained earlier, it's during COVID year that we are building our Reway HQ building. It's in COVID year 2020 that Japan opened their third office. So what does this show you about the potential of Reway? If you want the sales numbers, from what I understand, our sales for Perthia as well as Conscientious this year during COVID, when all other businesses have died, our sales did not fall. Our sales did not fall. This should be testament to you with regards to the potential of the market, okay? So let me summarize. I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you for being so patient. Let me summarize what I have gone through just now. You know, like diamonds have 5 C's, right? I have, put it all in a summary now, looking at what we have just discussed or I have shared with you earlier. Looking for a company to work with. The product is sound. It has helped many people. Thousands of people, I will say. We have a very sound platform. We have a very sound business plan, superior to a lot of other companies. We have procedures in place that will make your life very easy. Everything is there already. All you need to do is to plug yourself into the system and then start running with the ball. We have wonderful people to work with. I don't know how to say and be thankful more, but I'm really thankful for all the people that I have met in Reway, the management as well, and you have the potential of Reway. Reway is largely in Asia. I say that again. We have not even ventured big into the Western world or into places like, Europe, America, or Australia. So if you put everything together, we call this the Reway 6 Ps, and it's really a perfect platform to work with. I don't know what more you can ask for, really, to be an entrepreneur and to be, working with a company like that is really one of the biggest honor and privilege that I have. In line with the 6 Ps coincidentally, we also have our upcoming training seminar, which will be available to all of you. This is happening, and I'm very excited about this, okay? Winning at Reway or Ying Zai Reway, which is probably our last training seminar of the year. This will be happening on Facebook Live on the 7th of November. So if you tune in to our Reway Facebook pages on the 7th of November, you will be able to listen to this. Now, what I have gone through just now, like product, platform, people, etc., the 6 Ps, these 6 people or gentlemen will be sharing the 6 Ps with you. Their experience will be far more colorful than mine. Their journey will be far more colorful than mine. But man in the center there is Mr. Lim Boon Hong, who is our CEO. So he's going to be talking about people. But can I just highlight to you, because I'm very proud to be part of Team 37. If you look to the right of this poster here, you have Mr. Jolie, number 1 of Reway, who's going to discuss platform. We have the founder of Team 37, Mr. David Yeo, who's going to discuss product. and one of our top leaders, Mr. Hashim from Indonesia, who's Pegasus 8 and 1 ring, who's going to discuss procedure. So many of the top 10 actually come from Team 37, which means you will also be working with the strongest team. So with that, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you for giving me your time. I hope it has benefited you in some way. Denise and myself will be around for the next maybe 10-15 minutes to answer whatever questions that you may have. I have enjoyed sharing my journey with you, and I hope you have enjoyed it in the same way. I will pass this back to Denise to finish up. Denise, you might want to continue talking about our upcoming LTS. If not, I will pass the platform back to you. And again, thank you very much, Kapun Ka. Okay, Denise, back to you. Denise, you want to unmute yourself? Okay, perfect. Yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
I can
you.
hear you. Thank you.
Excellent sharing. But hang on there, hang on there. Like we said earlier, we reserve some time for some question and answers because we really want this to grow interactive rather than just a one-way ticket. So anywhere got people who wants to ask some questions, you may stay on the line. Otherwise, if you think you have something to do urgently, you may leave the group. Those who are on the line, we can keep on maybe ask. We will be here. Is there anything that you guys want to understand better? Any questions? Me and Kaylin will do our best to answer.
Yes, so we have come to the end of the presentation. If any of you need to go, please feel free to leave. Hello, David. Okay, see, my Oxiang is here. Hello, David. Yeah. This is what I mean. David doesn't have to sit in today's Zoom presentation. He doesn't have to be here. But why is he here? You're looking at it, he can be having dinner, relaxing. I don't know, he can be relaxing on a beach and doing nothing for the rest of his life. But he's still here, you know, supporting us.
For us. Very happy.
Always, right? Always. So it's just like Denise said, you know, just to share with you all, she's actually fighting for her Pegasus rank. But yesterday, you know what she told me after Dato's meeting? She said, you know what? I'm so fired up. I think I want to go for Pegasus 5. And she said, I want to do it for my leader. It has to be David and the rest of her uplines. That's the only reason why. So that's the culture of V-Day. And I hope, you know, sometimes some of you from the outside will say, you xiao V-Day one. These people always xiao V-Day. You know, sometimes they say you can say bad things about a family, don't say anything bad about V-Day. I agree, you know, to a certain extent. But because they set this kind of example for us, it's just like how, you know, you set an example for your kids. Your kids will also walk the same footsteps. That is V-Day. So if you have any questions about what we are about, what we do, please feel free to unmute yourself. The fastest way to unmute yourself is actually press the mute button, or if you're on the computer, just press the space bar. Okay? If not, if you're a bit shy to unmute yourself and show us your face, you feel free to type into the chat and we will address your questions there. Denise, I actually have a question here. Maybe I will bring it up. It was texted to me privately, saying that because Perthia is stem cells, and there's still a lot of apprehension and concern with stem cells because there are no clinical trials. We want doctors proof, etc., etc. How do we approach a question like that? Denise or anyone else, please feel free to answer.
Clinical trials.
Meaning they want like proof, you know, like what proof do you have? This question that always comes up, right? Like why doctors don't endorse, you know?
No, I literally don't agree that. There are many doctors out there who endorse supplements, but they don't endorse Perthia, of course, because this is an MLM company. So I literally think that doctors do themselves take supplements, okay? Not only drugs, but also take supplements. So sometimes people will ask me, then if this product is so good, you know, why aren't the hospital selling it? Something like that, right?
Yes, correct.
I would really tell them, actually this product is in the hospital being sold, but in what manner? In individual ingredients manner. So it may be in terms of marine collagen, you know, for omega. It may be in terms of vitamin C, like for tomato extract, lycopene. So all these individual supplements are actually sold in hospital. Just that I don't think they will agree to put so many, you know, ingredients into one. So basically, I think doctors do endorse. Don't have the misconception that it's just that they don't endorse per tier.
Correct.
Okay, that's the only thing about it. That's how I feel.
And
Okay?
I suppose maybe just to, yeah, perfect. It's just maybe just to add on a little bit. A lot of times when you ask for clinical trials, you will realize these apply to drugs, which means medication. For example, a cancer drug, how does this cure cancer? Then you can have clinical trials. Usually for supplements, you don't have clinical trials because it's not medicinal. It is a health supplement. That's usually the case. And like what Denise said, if you walk into GNC, I don't know if they're still around. I know they were hit by COVID. If you walk into GNC, you can find all these individual ingredients there. You can buy all these things. You can buy evening primrose oil. You can buy marine collagen. You can go and buy your avocado oil. It's just that it's present in different bottles. So what Vive has done is with their technology, put it in together into one capsule. There's one question here. How the 12 products became stem cells? Marcia, it's not that the 12 products became stem cells. Pertia is made up of 12 different ingredients, one of which is live deer stem cells from the deer placenta. So out of the 12 products, one of the products is a stem cell ingredient. The rest are different ingredients. Okay? Thank you. Keep your questions coming. I love them. This makes the Zoom more interesting. Oh, okay. One more question here. Anybody wants to answer? Please go ahead. Okay. I am new and 1 month into Vive. How do you handle the product being sold on the internet at very low prices? How do you explain this? I have many ways to explain this. Denise, you can go.
Basically, I'm one person super kiasu, okay? To ask me to buy some clothing, you know, buy shoes or even buy some daily usables, I do not mind to buy online. But this being a very consumable product, okay, especially a long-term based consumable product, I want it to be from an authentic source, correct? Since Vive HQ is in Singapore, so I only believe the rightful source should be from the HQ. And I only believe it in that manner. And I do believe in our company, very sought after. There are also a lot of fake products out there. So you buy at your own risk. I do not advocate. I mean, you can go ahead and buy, but how many bottles are you going to buy, you know? So how safe you're going to be? Will this person be around 3 months later? Or maybe 3 days later, she just write you off. So who are you going to get? If I do get this and that, and you know, you get funny reactions, you know, a bit weird. So where are you going to get questions? And you know, just a comfort. What's happening to me? Nobody's going to answer you this question. So you buy at your own risk if you want to buy this product. Not saying that it is, but even now we have a promotion going on, 7+3. 7+3 for newcomers. You're buying 10 bottles at one go at the same price of 3,688. You're already buying it cheap. Why should you go and build other people's account by buying 1 or 2 more bottles or 1 set, 2 set to build their account instead? You buy to build your account. That's where the plan come in. So you get what I mean? Yes.
Maybe the easier way to explain this, sorry Denise, is this. Look, if you understood
the plan,
the presentation part, the plan that I was talking about, right? If I sell to you, because 1 bottle I sell to you cheaper, right? I make less, but I have your business account, you know. You know how much the business account is worth? Like I showed you just now. As an example, the business account at the maximum is worth $45,000. I can give you per tier free also, really. Because the product is not the key here. The thing that is the asset that will give you that passive income, that will help you achieve your financial freedom is the business account. That's one way of looking at it. Also, like what Denise says, right? Pertier is now been in the market for 12 years. There are people selling fake Pertier. Now, this actually means a good thing. If people are selling fake Pertier means, I mean, look, there's fake Rolex and all that. It's only something good that people want to make fake things about. So there is fake Pertier out there. Ask your upline or the person who brought you in. We have videos circulating around, whereby when you cut the Pertier capsule, inside is not blood red. If you cut Pertier capsule, it should be blood red inside. You cut inside is black. Now tell me, do you want to put that capsule into your mouth? Maybe I can cheat, right? I sell you on Shopee or Carousel. I sell you 2 bottles that are real and then 1 bottle fake. That's scary, isn't it? So if you think about it, if it's something especially I'm buying for my mom or my dad or my family, even if you give me free, I don't want to take the risk, really. That's why Riwei, Lim Boon Hong, and all the top leaders, we don't sell Pertier to strangers, you know. It's not lelong, I stand in the shop, I sell. It's always a face-to-face meeting. You know the person who gave you that Pertier product. I'm not going to take it from somebody I don't know. So for example, it was Denise. Anything I can go back to Denise. Somebody who will actually, if you go through our NBO and go through the proper training, you will be trained to explain what the product is all about. I don't, you pass me $3,688, I give you the Pertier and I leave. No. We always force you to sit down with us for 1 hour. Let me explain what this product is to you. That's how we should do Pertier. Did I miss anything out? Does that make sense?
William said something, please compare apple with apple. Go check the stem cell treatment prices. Yes, that's a very good.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you, William. Because like what William said, compare apples to apples. And what I said earlier, right? The property tycoon I met in Khon Kaen, he is a team elite Pavo for Thailand. He is a property tycoon. And he believes in Pertier. Actually, it's quite funny. I wanted to find out his experience because he's a very fast Pavo. But that's because his influence is so big. He consumed the product in August. August, September, October, he became team elite Pavo already. Like 3 months, almost immediate. So I was curious, right? Like, wow, here auntie me fight until want to puke, the face green. How this uncle, this old uncle, August, September, October, this Pavo came up. So he's a sideline. He's not even part of our team. I went in and like part of the culture, we are always so willing to share. I asked him, I said, so if you are somebody up there at that kind of level, you know, you're so high up, how come you dare to try Pertier? You know what he told me? Firstly, the price is expensive. And the packaging. So being expensive is not a bad thing, right? It's just like, David, why you drive Rolls Royce? Why you want to buy Rolls Royce? Because, like, why you want to drive a Continental car instead of a Japanese car? All these have certain values attached to it. The Continental car will always be more expensive than the Japanese car. That's going to be a given. So good quality products will always be more expensive, right? So can we go and tell BMW or Mercedes, hey, why don't you sell half price? Not possible because of the quality of the stuff that they use. So same thing. Don't come and ask Riwei to sell this at a cheaper price because this is the Rolls Royce of the supplements. This is expensive stuff. Everything inside is expensive. So I hope that answers your question. It's just logical, am I right? Any other questions? Or let me read through. Is it possible to sell this Riwei product without spending over $3,000 and being a consumer first? Answer is yes. Please ask the person who recommended you here. You can start selling this Riwei product at a lower investment cost. Possible.
I think this session is also, I mean, it's good to know the product, it works, and it has worked on everybody else. 12 years into Riwei, no doubts about it. But I want you all to explore the business part of it. Today, the 6P is not here. Kaylin spent a lot of time to explain the 6P. So beside the product, there are so many elements of P, you know, that you can consider as doing it as a sideline for additional income, or maybe as your career eventually, okay? So this is the company you can follow. Should you find, go and understand what is the 6P all about. So you tell me whether it is more worth it, or is it better? If you can eat the product cheaper and as well as do the business, two-way around it is better. I would think that's the best choice we can hope for, like, you know. What is that?
Yes. Gavin, thank you for being so interactive, so exciting. Gavin says that we cannot stop the customer, but can any control over the one selling in Shopee? Okay, let me just spend some time explaining this, because I think this Shopee and all this selling online cheaper keeps coming up. Reway has their own police. We call them the compliance department. So they have people sitting in the office, scouring through the internet, looking out for people who are selling the product at a cheaper price. Reway protects their distributors. What do I mean? Those of you who already have Pertier, look at this base here. Take a bottle of Pertier that you have finished already, knock it open, you will see that there's a barcode inside there. If you have also gone to office to take our Pertier product before, you will see before office dispatches it to you, they will use a gun to shoot the barcode. Everything is documented. So there is a barcode attached to every bottle of Pertier. Why and what does that mean? So if I am policeman for Reway, today I go to Shopee, I see a product that is being sold cheaper. I can pretend to be a customer because all these people are dodgy people. They don't want to show me their face or not. I pay money, then they will send the Pertier to me to my house or whatever, right? So what will happen is compliance officer will pretend to be a customer. They will buy this Pertier bag. Immediately, they will be able to track where this bottle comes from. Immediately, they will know which line, who this person is. I have also personally seen this. Maybe next presentation, I can just flash this as a picture. They will write a letter to the distributor. So let's say Lim Kaylin is guilty of selling product cheap on Lazada or something like that. I will receive a letter from HQ saying, TH07204594. Your account has been seen to be selling Pertier at a cheaper price. They will even give me the price, etc. And there will be a warning for me to stop what I am doing. If I do not listen, the account will be blacklisted. You are no longer a distributor for Reway. Okay, so bye-bye, your account bo liao, no more account. You cannot sell anymore. I don't think I will take the risk for a few $100s to lose hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars of income. Common sense will tell you you won't do such a thing. Don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Okay? I hope that answers your question about selling online cheaper. It doesn't benefit you in any way, really. And I don't need to do that. I mean, if you look at all these people who are Pegasus, look at Jolie and all that. Do they have to go and sell the product at a cheaper price to be where they are? No.
And they are big as they are, you know, and they are even growing very, very big every day, every month, every year. Their team is growing. So maybe I think we should slowly not be caught up with this price issue. Okay, the business here is actually it's very huge potential. It has very huge potential. So just go along with the plan, and all these things are just little bit and of things to distract you. Stay on track. 6P. That's what we want. And along the way, you will, you know, you'll be able to counter all these things slowly. Anything else?
I have many Malay customers shifted to buy from Lazada. Like what we said just now, we can't control, and they will buy at their own risk. But really, if my customers are buying online, I will look in the mirror and tell myself I have failed. Because if I did my job well by explaining the product well, if I did my job well by explaining the risk of buying cheaper online, because if I did my job well by explaining the potential of the business and what it can give you, that person would not go and buy from a cheaper source that they don't even know and buy at a cheaper price. Am I right? It is my job. So keep at it. You can't control what you can't control. So work with the people who are willing to work with you. work with the people who are willing to give you a chance and do the right thing, because those are the people who will actually help your team grow.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I think
Any other questions?
it's getting a bit late, 9:45 already. Shall we say bye or just have the meeting?
Any last few questions? You can type or you can unmute yourself to talk. If not, then I think this has, I hope it has been beneficial to you as it has been beneficial to me. Okay, somebody just asked a question. Please explain about the 15-step plan that you bought to grow your business. This one is going to be a little bit difficult. Let me just explain this in a simple way. Your starting point with one set means your roof is like that, okay? Very simply put, you only have 4 legs to your account, which means if you start recruiting people, your account will be filled up or your legs will be filled up when you have 4 people. So if you have 3 sets, the roof of your business becomes bigger. So in a very simple way of looking at it, the roof of your business would be how many sets you start off with. If you start off with 7 sets, your roof is like that. If I start off with 15 sets, your roof is like that. So you decide how big you want your business to be by deciding how big your roof should be. Now, having said that, please don't get me wrong. Nobody asked you that everybody must do 15 sets first, and you don't do 15 sets first, you lose. No. There are people who are so amazing at what they do. There are people whose skills are so strong. Even with 3 sets, they can build a very big business. Okay? It's just that with more sets as you enter the business, it gives you an initial advantage. But ultimately, even if you give 29 sets to somebody who doesn't want to work hard, who thinks that they can just do a little bit of work and grow the business, no use one. It comes with a lot of grit and strength and a lot of hard work, this business. Take it from me. I've already been doing this for a year and a half. Take it from all the leaders. Ask David, every day he's still wearing his suit. Now I don't know what he's doing. If you look in the video, I think David is still working. I think he's, talking to somebody. For sure, he's training somebody or talking to somebody about the business.
At this time.
At this time, yes, exactly. Founder and top 10 of Rebate. He really doesn't have to do anything anymore. He loves what he does. Like Denise said just now, that word that is key is it's passion. I hope you can tell. I get a bit excited and I talk a bit loud because it's passion. I am very passionate about what I do. So I hope the rest of you, this passion rubs off on you and you are also a little bit more passionate and more excited. But I really thank each and every one of you today for your time and for giving us this opportunity to share our experience with you, to share my journey with you. Thank you for being so responsive. Thank you, William, always for being so supportive. It really helps us. Thank you, Denise, today for your time as well. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Louis, for participating in our sharing today. I hope to be able to do this more often with you all. And if there is a need, Team 37 is always very cohesive and we always work together. If there's a need and we find that these Q&A sessions are useful, let's just do a Zoom Q&A. I'm happy to do that. I'm quite sure, suggest to your upline leaders, feedback all the way to the top. I will tell David, let's just do Zoom Q&A. Don't need to talk about OPP. Let's talk about, all these nitty-gritty stuff. If it helps you, I'm quite sure all of us as leaders will be happy to run a session like that. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to be able to have a chance to see you. David 讲几句话。Must unmute. 等一下，我 unmute ก่อน。
在做什么
David 你在做什么？
你在做什么？
有 customer， 很多人在我的家，
哦
有菲律宾，有新加坡，在讲飞马的。That's why sorry busy.
Thank you.
Okay. David says he's got many people from Philippines, Indonesia, everybody in his house, so he's building his team bigger and stronger. Okay, David, 谢谢你，看到你的脸，我们已经很开心了。Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. See you again. Bye bye. ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you, Denise. Good job.
We talk later, okay? I leave,
And
huh?
yeah, leave.